Linkin Park have just dropped a brand new sort of album, Paper Cuts singles collection, which I believe is a collection of singles from 2000 to 2023, featuring a couple of other more interesting things. It's not just the best of. So they did release that new song, Friendly Fire, that came out in February. And they've just released QWERTY, which is the one that is on YouTube, so it's one I'm going to be looking at today, which is a super deep cut, obscure one from, I'm going to read it out, the band's 2006 fan club exclusive demo album, LP Underground 6.0. Say that 10 times fast. Anyway, so another old cut from 2006, but one that has not seen the light of day in a really long time, so I'm kind of curious to hear how this one sounds. I was curious what they were going to do in the sort of post-Chester era. I know that Friendly Fire also has Chester in it, and I'm guessing this one does too. So, yeah, screw it. Let's have a look and see what this sounds like. And by look, I mean listen and see how this sounds like. Right. It's a visualizer, which normally I try and avoid, but I can see why they might have struggled with the video for this one. Also, that's a fucking fat riff. Ooh. Okay. I'll admit up front, I'm not that well versed in Linkin Park, so, like, if this is typical of a certain era, you'll have to tell me. You know, I know the plebby ones. I know In the End and Numb and so on. Okay. I didn't realize they went as heavy metal as this. God, this reminds me of a bunch of stuff. But if someone played this to me at this point, I would not have said it was Linkin Park. Sounds like Rage Against the Machine. There we go. Ooh. What is that making that? Is that the bass? That wow, really effective. That makes me think of Muse actually a little bit, but no, that is absolutely fantastic. I love that tone. Yeah, actually, I know what Muse song this makes me think of as well, which is significantly newer than this. But if anyone's heard Break It To Me, I'm getting Break It To Me vibes. And the chances are they heard this, not the other way around. Interesting. So this is early doors Chester, I guess, or 2006 era. I know he's like screaming in this bit, but it feels like he's maybe afterwards he learned to like purify his voice a little bit more. Purify is not the right word, but you know what I mean. He became less harsh. Also, this visualizer is tripping me the fuck out. Alright, okay, no, going straight in on the screamer. This is actually like heavier than I normally go for. Okay. It's a really good riff. Like, it's lucky it's a good riff because I guess they're getting their mileage out of it. The way that the layers build up and down, I know I talk about layers every single fucking video to be honest, but the way the layers build up and down on this one is super effective. Like that guitar riff being the thing that anchors it, and then the drums getting in further and further, and then that like synthy bass line. I like the way that it escalates. Okay. Why is it that Chester's voice sounds different to me? Okay, and now suddenly everything speeds the fuck up. Maybe this is fun for a mosh pit live. Do they even play live anymore? I'm very ignorant of the whole thing, actually. Yeah, it's a little bit heavy for me, to be honest. The I don't know why I'm paying attention to the visuals so much. They're super fucking trippy, but whatever. It's a visualizer. Maybe a lyric video would have been nice, but whatever. Now it's getting super fucking heavy. This is going to be a deep cut, but this bit reminds me a bit of, oh shit, a very old Clutch song. A shotgun named Marcus. Yeah, I feel like my era of enjoyment of Linkin Park, I've said this a lot of times, and I hope this doesn't annoy anybody, because I'm not trying to take away from anybody else's enjoyment, but they started off too heavy for me, and ended too poppy for me, and there's that lovely little middle spot, so in between, where there's a couple of albums that really hit that, like, well, yeah, pop metal, I guess is what I like. Okay, quite like the that bass line is super effective again, but I like the way that the sort of like more melodic vocals kind of come in from the background there. Really mixed quiet though. Ready? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's... I wouldn't say it's that distinct. You know, this chorus hasn't changed at all, right? You know, his screaming voice is really good, and he transitions into the melodic stuff really like effectively as well, which I'll give him credit. Oh fuck, was that Chester's face? I don't know, I should probably not guess on that one. Okay, well that was a lot heavier than I expected it to be. That riff was fat and awesome. I really like the way the bass line came in and out. I did find the structure of the song to be a little bit repetitive. I mean, again, you can talk about the production, but I guess if this was like a really obscure, like, you know, collection CD from 2006, I can't imagine it had like loads and loads of work done to it, because I mean, I don't know how big Linkin Park were at that point, but I imagine it was not the apex of their career. Because I don't know, the whole mix has felt a little bit kind of flat, if that makes sense. But on the other hand, I really like the layer structuring, the way that the parts kind of interacted with each other and came in and out. His screaming was a little bit much for me, but I think it was probably quite a good version of that. And I've always said that I don't mind screamo in metal as long as it's not like the focal point. You know, like, who doesn't like Monkey Wrench? But, you know, Dave Grohl screams for the last 30 seconds of it, which is great. And I think this one does not cross the line of going too much for me, which is good. I did still like... Yeah, I don't know. I liked it. It really sounded to me like it should have been part of the soundtrack for, like, Need for Speed Underground 2 or something like that. But cool, I think it's a good idea for them to go back and sort of like find some of those demos, those deep cuts that, you know, Chester is still part of, because I don't really know how you continue to write new music without him. I think I saw that they were collaborating with Jay-Z. I might be full of shit on that one. Which I guess, yeah, another guest artist might be the way to go. I mean, God, how long has it been now? He died when I was at university, so it has been a fucking minute. And I do always, like, it's the same with, I don't know, Queen and Adam Lambert, or, I mean, Static X is a different one, actually, but, you know, it does suck when, like, a very important member of a collective dies, and, like, suddenly the rest of the band have, like, lost their creative outlet, obviously as well as their friend. I mean, I'm not trying to reduce that, but, yeah, you know, like, it must really suck to have, like, your primary musical thing be, like, completely kiboshed. So, you know what, do what you can. I power to them. I would be interested to hear some more like original stuff, like written post Chester, but I can understand why people might not be ready for that yet. But yeah, anyway, I'm going to stop there before I manage to say anything insensitive. I think I managed to mind my P's and Q's. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.